What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? Man, we back at it. We back in the building. What's going on, guys? It's Big Duke. You know what I'm saying? Fitness Talk with set number 3. Guys, today, guys, and I got my man, I'm joined to you guys today with my man, Nick, okay, from Prime Personal Training right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So check him out. Also, guys, the main reason we are doing this, guys, we are breaking down complex information and ideas and concepts and to make it simple for you guys to use. You know what I'm saying? So we want to sit there and make everything simple and take the complexity out of it so that everybody can sit there and use it and apply it to themselves and stuff like that. That's why we're calling it Fitness with a Common Sense Approach, and it's just fitness talk, guys. So you got 2 guys who are very knowledgeable about what we do, but at the same time, we wanted you guys to sit there and be able to hear the information and be like, instead of saying, yo, what the fuck they was talking about, you can actually go and use it on your own. So today, guys, got my man Nick. Nick, go ahead. I'm gonna let you start up and check this phone out right here. So take it, man. Take it down. You got it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Just to piggyback off of what Big Duke was telling you, name of the show is Common Sense Fitness Talk, breaking down complex ideas and concepts to make it sensible and usable, readily applicable, so that you can take it and you can run with it. That's basically it. Big Dukes, he's ready for you. He's got the first topic we're going to take care of. You guys have probably heard that it's important to stretch. What kind of stretching should I do? When do I stretch? How do I stretch? Tony, take it from here, buddy.
All right.
Big Duke.
You got it. You got you. I got you, man. No problem. No problem. I got you. Guys, listen up. Just want to tell you guys, like for years and years, playing ball, you play AAU ball, you play football, you play basketball, whatever. I know when I was coming up, you actually did a stretch first before you actually warmed up. And now, you know what I mean? And that's actually reversed. You're actually supposed to warm up first and then go into your stretch. But as things evolve and things come about, more knowledge comes, you know what I mean, equals wisdom. So now we are doing the more benefit is called AIS. What the hell is AIS? AIS is active, isolated stretching. Again, like I said, for years and years and years, as long as we can remember, like static hold and stretch has been at the forefront, has been at the gold standard of the stretching. You know what I'm saying? It's still good for the body, but what AIS does is that take that whole AIS, take that whole stretching and make your body more flexible than it already is. The main function of AIS is to design to increase your muscle movement, the tissues, and the fascia. So in other words, to connect the tissue up under the skin, you know what I'm saying, where your organs and your muscles connect and make you more flexible. For example, if I had Nick here and I'm pulling here and I'm pushing, I can't really do it right by myself. If I'm pulling and pushing here and it's a 2-second hold and then release. A static hold is when I'm holding here and it's a 20-second hold. Okay? So, but now the way we do it now with AIS is it's a 2 to 3 second hold and then release. So I'm holding and then release. I'm holding and then release. So again,
Tony, can you? I'm sorry for interrupting, buddy. Can you go tell people about? You were telling me earlier about the rhythm of it, the breathing of it.
Right. I was gonna get into that.
Okay, sorry about that.
You good? Because that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to increase the range of motion, the muscles, the fascia, and the connective tissue. And guys, all the fascia is that it's a band of connective tissue beneath the skin that attaches the stability muscles and the organs. That's all it is. So it's no big whoop, whoop, whoop. That's all it is. That's all your fascia is. So, but like Nick said, what I like to do with my clients, I like to get in connected with them. So when I'm doing the stretching, as they stretch, I ask them to exhale. Just think about a chiropractor. When you go to the chiropractor, when you land on your stomach and a chiropractor depress your back, you know what I'm saying? Say his hands in the middle of your back, in the middle of your thoracic spine, that's the middle of your back, T1 to T12. And as he exhale, he's pressing your back. And notice you hear that that pop. Same here with AIS. So as I get in connected with him, as I'm pushing and pulling here, I'm pushing on this shoulder and I'm pulling here, I would say exhale, blow it out, and then 2-second hold, and then we come back to center. And then do the same thing on this side. 2 to 3 second hold, and then I come back center. Instead of holding that static stretch for 20 to 30, 15 to 20 seconds, now what we're doing is it's a 2 to 3 second hold to get those muscle fibers firing like that. So pretty much that's one of the things that we're doing now, guys. You see a lot of athletes doing it. If you look at a pregame warm-up in football and basketball, look at them on the court. They're doing a lot of active, isolated stretching. So that is a new way to get those pathways open up, get those blood flowing. Like I said, right now, I think last week, I have a client that got a multitude of neurological muscular issues, and this is what we do. So one complete day, that's all we're doing. It's active, isolated stretches. So that's the gist of it. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing. That's the new wave. And this not to say that you can't still do your stretches by themselves. Again, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just AIS is a whole lot better than moving forward the whole static stretch hold.
Yeah, I love how you talk about whether your specific client who has those neuromuscular challenges, issues, and specifically a disease, that you're able to take them through the range of motion they're not necessarily able to do in a rhythmic, smooth manner, fluidly. And so you're at least taking. Go ahead,
Nick. Also, with that, I forgot to add too. Me and Nick was talking before we got on. Is that in doing the stretch, we want that client to be totally relaxed. We don't need any tension or fight from you. We want you to be totally relaxed when performing this type of stretch. Again, when you're talking about the spinal column, when you're talking about the cervical, when you're talking about the thoracic and the lumbar section of the spine, you don't want to have any tension there. When you're talking about stretching out the quadriceps or the shoulder or the whole shoulder girdle, we don't want any tension there. We want you to be totally relaxed when performing this type of stretch, because the more relaxed you are, then the more benefits you're gonna have for it. But if you tense up, then it's just defeat the purpose of doing the stretching and stuff. So go ahead, Nick.
The more, just to play off what you're saying, the more relaxed you are, the more you'll be able to get in the stretch. So as you get into the rhythm, the more they'll start to let go. Or you'll both be able to synchronize together if you're doing it with a coach, partner, but also with the stretching, the active form that you're doing instead of a passive where you're holding it. The problem is they found out with the research is that if you're holding it too long, it inhibits the muscle from its peak contraction later on in your workout. So if you have to do the static stretching, save it for the end, or if you want to do it at the beginning, you just have to warm up all over again before you work out. Otherwise, you're going to decrease your performance and increase your probability of pulling something. Injuring something.
Because, like you said, you played sports before. We was growing up. The coach said, let's go stretch. And when we did our stretching, then we stretched first. I know I did. Even back in college, we'll stretch first and then we'll go run. You know what I'm saying? And we was like, whoa. But then again, too, your muscles are cold. You're actually supposed to get a good, warm break of sweat, get the muscles and tendons to loosen up, get everything firing before you actually go into the actual stretch. So what's up? What you smiling about? What's up?
We got some listeners out there. Shout out to Mike Howard out in Wilmington. Shout out to Warren Young down there in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What's going on here? Sweet Lord, that's your boy right there? That's him? DJ RT?
Which one?
DJ RT?
Oh, yeah. There's Warren Young out of Orlando, Florida.
What's going on, Warren? What's up, man? Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping in. I want to talk about, I'm going to let Nick take the next topic, guys. We want to get into ACSM. And Nick, if you don't mind, tell everybody what is ACSM and why a novice or an advanced person that has a healthy way of lifestyle should be linked in to a ACSM?
All right, good question. So ACSM stands for the American College of Sports Medicine.
Right.
They are an organization with professionals, health professionals that do a lot of testing, have done a lot of testing. If you ever fill out a medical questionnaire before you participate in a exercise program, they were the ones that created a PAR-Q. PAR-Q is a series of questions that help stratify the risk factor that it would be for you to exercise. So if you haven't exercised at all, you know, how likely is it that you're at a higher risk? So they've got a series of questions. Anyhow, the ACSM, they're the body that developed that. They're the organization that I got my first true personal training certification through. They also have other health professionals, as I indicated earlier. And the American College of Sports Medicine, for the longest time, created exercise guidelines for healthy adults 65 and under. They also created exercise guidelines for people with different ailments, diseases, somebody with a heart disease, postnatal, prenatal. They were in charge of that. And most recently, before we went live, I was looking up, because every so often the American College of Sports Medicine would release updated recommendations. And sadly, but inevitably in our society, we have found out, I will read it to you, they're no longer doing it, because America has just got, if I say this on video, people will think I'm not sensitive, but we've got too lazy.
I said with conviction, baby. But Nick, I want to ask you this though. I want you to sit there, if you don't mind, go into the PAR-Q a little bit more, because a lot of times, we'll get clients to sit there and not tell the full story, and we'll get that client, and then they fill out a PAR-Q, but we'll get that client and give us half the information. So how important is that PAR-Q and the accuracy of the information is when we sit there saying, listen, we want to sit there, it's for the betterment of you. But again, if you're not giving us all the information, you know what I'm saying? Tell them how detrimental that is for your success, for their success, brother.
Yeah, it can actually be the detriment of their life if they're not being honest. If they're not being upfront about, their history, if they've had a heart attack or if they had some joint replacements, things like that, they're just leaving us in the dark, and they're in denial about it. Those are issues that have to be considered when starting an exercise program or continuing an exercise program, because those are obviously things that can be limiting factors, and things that need to be considered and planned around, strategized when you're making a program for somebody. You need to actually listen. If you don't list it, you don't write it down, does it make it not true? Does it make it double negative? But you know what I'm saying.
Right.
The PAR-Q is just a little bit. They've made it easier. So everything ACSM has done over the years, they've gotten easier and easier. Here, the PAR-Q, they made it easier so people could participate. They're trying to remove all the barriers for people to be active. They make a questionnaire that's actually thorough, and then same with coaches. We've had to make it as easy as possible so that people can actually do it. We don't want to make any more obstacles than there already are, or reasons not to start an exercise program, because unfortunately, the sad truth is that most people have their own reasons and obstacles not to. So we're having to change the tides and to give as many reasons as we can to get people to participate. And with that said, ACSM is now referring to the physical activity guidelines for Americans from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. They recommend, the reason they changed it is because only about 23% of U.S. adults were meeting the standards of aerobic and strength training throughout the week.
Right.
And I mean, these aren't crazy
So-
amounts. They were all they ask for you to do now is to accumulate about 2.5 hours per week of moderate physical activity.
Right. So let me ask you this, Nick. Let me ask you this. Okay. All right. So first thing, are you finished with the ACSM? Do you got some more to add to that?
There's more to it, and it will go, but we can go through that in a little bit. But the gist of it is 2.5 hours a week. If you can't do that, start with what you can do. Common sense, right?
Right. I want to ask you this right here, a side topic. Like, what do you think? I mean, you know what I'm saying? We've been in the game a long time, man. We've seen a lot of bullshit come in. We've seen a lot of people know what they're doing. We've seen a lot of fly-by-night trainers come in. We don't seen Yahoo trainers, you know what I mean? Startup page trainers. We don't seen gimmick trainers. We don't seen it all. We don't seen a whole lot of bullshit. So, but with that being said, what do you think the climate of personal training today, you know what I'm saying? Are we considered like the dinosaurs of the game? Or is everything moving towards online? Or is everybody just sitting there using their phones, smartphones, or apps and stuff like that? And I will start by saying this. I think the good trainers like you and myself, I think the good ones are still relevant. I think we're still relevant because there's some things that experience and the app and stuff like that, just that hands-on experience, I think some people need that. Like my client, like I said, his whole, from hypertrophy, his whole left side of his body is jacked up. So I think there's no app that's going to train Norfleet. That's the thing. There's no Yahoo startup page that he can look and download something that's going to train him. That's just hands-on. So what do you think the climate of it is today? I think that the good ones are still relevant. So what's your take on it?
Yeah, I'll try to express it in words, but what I think is that as humans, we need human interaction. We need community, and not anytime soon are we going to get away from needing those things. If I download an app, or if you download an app, you can have a community inside the app, but you can delete the app and you don't have to talk or see to anybody again on that app. But if you actually really ingrain your whole life and lifestyle and surround yourself with that, where you cannot escape it, even when you're feeling your most down, you get that support from the people that care about you to lift you back up. You get people that you won't be able to avoid because they care about you, they love you, and they're going to lift you up when you fall down. You can't do that with an app. And then, I don't know if you guys have gotten to this point, but there are points where I get so many notifications with a specific app and I just delete it. You can't, you could ghost people. That's probably an old school term at this point, but
I get running, man.
Then,
but I think go ahead.
You'll still, like, we still need other humans as being human. Yes, we do need to gamify things, but I think there's going to be a rebound effect, like, of being over formal with too many rules. Such as, if you look at things more, I've noticed since you and I were kids growing up and playing, that to get kids active, there is more official practice, like for whatever sport it is, versus, hey, we're going to go outside and we're going to play pickup football. We're going to go just play, pick up basketball. Instead, I have to pay. Like, kids these days don't go out in their neighborhood and play it as much as we did. They have to actually have formal, organized sports due to, I guess, being afraid of letting your kids go play outside in the neighborhood now, and then less kids actually going outside because some kids are just stuck inside on their phone or their computer.
No doubt. I totally agree with that. I really do. And I also think that what you said, I want to piggyback off what you said. I think interaction with people, you know what I'm saying? Well, not just people, interaction with good trainers brings progressive overload, because I don't think that an app can give you progressive overload, even though it's a plethora of apps out there, good apps. But at the same time, when you talk about progressive overload, that trainer pushing you to what you can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So what you can do to make you put a little bit of strain on the muscles, to see those changes that you're looking for, to see those striations in your chest and your arms or whatever it is. I think the good ones do that, and then the suspect ones will throw somebody on the machine. You see what I'm saying? And like I told you before, if Mrs. Jane can sit there and look to the left, and she can look at the illustration and see a body part highlighted and be like, okay, cool. When you sit there, got her doing a shoulder press, and she paying you X amount of dollars, what the fuck you think Mrs. Jane gonna sit there and sign up for you next month? She gonna politely say, you know what? I think I can do this on my own. You see what I'm saying? I think because she's looking at the illustration and she see the shoulders are highlighted, and you sitting there got a checklist of machine after machine after machine that she's going to do, and she's going to sit there and pay you X amount of dollars. You see what I'm saying? So I think that the good trainers can bring that progressive overload, something that an app cannot do, something that a Yahoo startup page cannot do. You know what I'm saying? But like you said earlier, just to pick it back, the dovetail off the ACSM, if you can't do all that, then do something that you can do. Just start somewhere. So that was my take on it. As far as I mean, some of the good trainers and the climate of personal training today versus yesterday when it was booming and stuff like that. But today, I think some of the bad trainers make some of the good ones look kind of watered down. But then again, too, it's a few good ones out there. So that's my take on it. I want to talk to you. If you got anything else to add on that, I'm going to go on to the next topic.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think with any profession that, even with trainers, that somebody can get, myself included, have been guilty of this, is just kind of getting into monotony. And
Yes.
if you're in monotony, it's transferable. Whatever feelings and emotions we're having, we're going to, as a coach, as the leader, we're going to transfer those feelings onto the client. So if we're just speaking logically to them and like, okay, this works your shoulders, and reading from on the machine, I mean, if we're not excited about it, we're just reading it, we're just going through the motions, how do we expect them to be excited about it and inspired about it and not just go through the motions, you know?
Right.
We've got to gamify it. The good trainers like yourselves have to gamify it and keep things new and novice, not only for ourselves so we can keep it novice and new for our clients, but also fun for everybody,
Right. And that's a good segue to our next point, because good trainers give you valuable information that you can use. And that brings me to the next point, which is water. I want to talk about water, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and I'm gonna let you lead this into right here. I'm lead into water. Why do you think that water right now is at the forefront of leading a healthy real life? It's at the, if you try to do anything, you need water. So why do you think that water is at the forefront of a healthy real life?
Mostly we're made out of water. Most of our body's made out of water. Most of the processes that happen require some level of water. We need it to live. We can go longer without food than we can water. Yeah. That says a lot right there in and of itself.
Right. And you're right. Like I said, people don't really a lot of people don't know that one glass of water can shut down those late night hunger pains. You know what I'm saying? And then when you're talking about, like you said, the average body is the average male body is 60% water. The average female body is 55% of water. The average child is 65% water, and the average infant is 75% water. So let's just take those numbers real quick and dissect this real quick. Again, it's at the forefront of what you're trying to do. But unfortunately, let's deal with the child for a minute, the kids. How many times you don't seen parents give their kids juice? Not like 100% juice, but the juice that's saturated with sugars and simple sugars and stuff like that. So then you sitting there putting that child with all that sugar in their system at a young age, you slowing down their metabolism. So how many times you heard this, Nick? Oh, they're young, they can have that. They'll grow up out of it. They'll just grow up out of that shit. Some magic pill will fall and it's some Jack and the Beanstalk shit that they can sit there and take that pill and they'll be fine. How many times you heard that?
Unfortunately, all the pills and vitamins now I see in my kids' stuff that have added sugar to it.
Right. So you can go deep into that. And then again, too, people don't realize your blood is mostly water, and your muscles and lungs and brains is mostly contain water. Water also transport oxygen to the cells that remove waste and protect the joints and organs. So in other words, I like to paint pictures for people. So in other words, you can look at water, it's like oil in a vehicle. So when you have oil, when you liken oil in the vehicle, what happens? You start hearing noises, clicking and clacking, clicking and clacking. Right. The same thing with the human body. You see, you like water, those pivotal joints start to hurt. The ankles, those elbows, those wrists, your neck, the hips, everything start to ache. So you got to sit there and lubricate the body with water. And if you don't like just the bland taste of water, like me, then go with vitamin C, lemon. Lemon water is another great additive, stuff like that. So put a lemon in there. Now you got a great source of vitamin C, and on top of that, you're drinking water. So those are some of the things that people don't realize, that the benefit of water as a totality is at the forefront. Be you trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain weight, health issues, you know what I'm saying? So whatever it is you're trying to do, you need to drink water.
Now, how much water would you recommend, Tony, that somebody gets in that's not even considering how much they're sweating?
I would sit there and try. I would honestly say try to either half a gallon or a gallon.
Now, does it vary on the size of the individual, how much they weigh? Would somebody like heavier need more water?
Yes, absolutely. So I would say this, Nick. Let's just sit there and say we had a silhouette, a body silhouette, okay? And somebody, like I think I said, we talked about this in the last video. If you can just open up a container and drop water inside, and the old adage go, oh, drink 8 glasses of water a day. Again, that doesn't take into account sweat, urination, perspiration, all that. It don't take into account for that. You're working out, so you losing like fluids. So I would sit there and say, drink more than that. Drink more than your daily value, recommended value. Drink more than that. So then when you do urinate, when you do sweat, you'll come out, you'll balance out, you'll balance yourself out. But if you just drink the bare minimum, and then you go to urinate, stuff like that, by the time, if you're looking at from the, again, the silver body, from X1, that's just midway point, you're looking at from right there, then you actually gonna be below your daily value. So I would sit there and say, drink more. Off top, that's what I would do. Again, yeah. I get it. I don't know. I know you heard this too. Some people just don't like water. I get it. I'm included. Fuck, I raised my hand. I'd be the first one to raise my hand. So how would you deal with that? How would you deal with somebody who just don't like the bland taste of straight up H2O?
I think lemon's a good idea, but also I've had a lady that worked with me for a while, really into fitness, really into health. And usually I'll get really good ideas from clients, hey, yes. What's working for you? How is that working for you? And one lady, so she would take cucumbers, lemon, and she would get the juices from that, blend them up, freeze them, make them as ice cubes, put that in her water. And you could also throw in like oranges, that you see at a spa. You could do lemon lime.
Yeah.
Those are good. As you see it, I drink a ton of water a day. I try to. I've heard some professionals to drink, like doctors, to drink half your body weight in ounces. I weigh 200 pounds. I want to drink 100 ounces. But like you're saying, also every ounce that I sweat out of my body is another ounce I have to put back in. And if you're going out on the weekends or however and you're drinking, then you're gonna need to drink more water, because if you notice that you're not
hold on, we gotta do I'm gonna let you finish the topic. I ain't mean to interrupt, but we gotta do a topic on that. The non-benefits of alcohol. We gotta do the benefits of that. We gotta do a show about the non-benefits of alcohol. Go ahead and finish your topic.
Yeah. That's a great topic, because I'm sure you've seen a lot of clients ruin everything they've done in the gym and outside of the gym because they like to go out and just drink too much. But that's just part of their life, and they're not willing to give it up. But I was talking with a client today who specifically, he doesn't excessively drink, but he's in the business when he does, so he's around that a lot, and he made the observation like, hey, when I go out and drink, it's like a day before I ever pee. It takes like day 2 before I start peeing again after drinking a lot of water. And day 3, I start to normalize the amount of times I'm going to the bathroom. So those will have a big effect on how much water that you need. But one good way that I use, if I'm not going to the bathroom and urinating often throughout the day, I know that I'm not drinking enough water.
Right.
I drink a lot of coffee and I drink it bland. So I make it a habit and a point to get enough liquids and hydration throughout my system.
Right. And you know what I mean? And all this stuff ties in, guys. Here's the thing about it. All this stuff ties in. You ever seen somebody like you? There's no such thing as, I want to work my chest. You're not going to work your chest without affecting your shoulders, because everything is connected. And the same thing with what we're talking about here is that you got to realize all this stuff ties in. You can't, I like to call it nutritional freestyling. You can't nutritional freestyle and expect to get any type of gains or whatever it is you're trying to do. You got to be all in or you all out, or wait until your mindset is good, and then you go ahead and transition to, okay, I'm 100% in and trying to do whatever it is you're trying to do. But you can't sit there and nutritional freestyle and you work out hard here, and then you go ahead on and eat good here, and then here come the weekend, like Nick said, here come the weekend, and you ruin it by, alcohol, all those calories and alcohol and stuff like that. Now, I like to call it also another word. I like to call it self-mutilation. So now here come Monday again. You want to get back on in the flow of things. You want to start all over. All that shit start all over again. The process start all over again. So you got to sit there and have some discipline and have that mindset to sit there and say, look, this is what I need to do, and then watch how your body work for you. Okay. Now go ahead, Nick. You got something to say on that?
Yeah. No, like you're saying, it is a lifestyle, and it all goes together. All the habits feed into each other. If you're getting enough sleep, if you're getting hydrated enough, you're going to feel better, and you're going to be able to make better decisions. And the more often that you do it, the easier it's going to be to make those decisions. It's going to become a habit. Now, if you can the week and not overeat, you don't feel like you're depriving yourself. If you've already created healthy habits throughout the week, then it's just a matter of getting into the right mindset, realizing all the damage that you're doing to things that you truly want.
Right.
You're not really depriving yourself. It's changing it, because if you're in the sense of, well, if I don't go out and drink this weekend, I'm going to be missing out. I'm not going to be able to spend time with my friends.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Then, it's just all about accumulating small habits one at a time for that lifestyle.
Let me say this, guys. There's 3 people in the building right now, guys. Shout out to you guys. Salute. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys stopping in. You know what I mean? Hopefully, guys, you can hear something out of here. It doesn't really be from Nick or myself. You know what I'm saying? That you can hear something from us that you can sit there and use either for yourself or your family members and stuff like that that's beneficial for you. So again, guys, salute to all 3 members, all people coming here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. You'll get more stuff like this right here. And also, guys, Nick, I got a banging ass chest and shoulder workout coming up this weekend, man. It's a monster. You already know how I get down, dude. You already know. So it's a hit. So guys, again, salute to you guys.
Should we do a recap, buddy, about everything?
Nah, we gotta get into carbs. We gotta finish up on carbs.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So at the end, we could recap, like a summary if we need to.
We can do that.
We'll post links for that.
And I want to get into the 4th topic, guys. We're gonna save the 4th topic for the last. I like, you already know what I call it. If you watch any of my videos, you already know what I call it. We're gonna talk about carbs, the boogeyman of fitness, guys. The boogeyman of fitness. So Nick, why do you think carbs are so shunned in the fitness community by all, even if the individual have a grasp on the simple carbs and the complex carbs, why is it still the boogeyman of fitness? Carbohydrates. Why is that?
Because for the longest time, we have to blame something other than ourselves for not succeeding.
Fuck, say that shit again. Fuck that. Say it. God. Boom.
Not my
Dog,
fault. It's the carbs.
say that shit again. Say it again.
It's not my fault for eating all of those cupcakes. It was the carbs in the rice that I ate. It's not the 12 beers I drank. It was the carbs in the baked potato I had.
Ooh, shit. Rewind this track. Say that
It was
shit
not
again.
it was not the whole bag of chips I ate.
Ooh.
It was, I don't think of a healthy carb.
Donuts.
It was the fruit. It's the freaking fruit.
Krispy
I ate a
Kreme.
banana.
I know, right? I know, man. So here's the thing, Nick, man. Like I said, carbs are the boogeyman of fitness. Anybody can sit there and say that, man. Anybody know that. But here's what carbs are best. Carbs with the real high nutrient density that are complex. Your brown rice, your whole wheat bread, your sweet potato, your whole grain cereals, your steel cut oatmeal. Now, here's the thing about carbs, though. There are times when simple carbs are superior to complex carbs. It's like, for instance, when you finish working out, that's the best time to have those simple carbs. So when you going through your what you think your sports drink is, your Gatorade, stuff like that, when an athlete is on the court, the first thing go to the side, get that sports drink, simple carbs, your sugar. So what happened is your GI is measured by the impact of food and drink that has on your blood sugar level, your glycemic index,
yeah.
right? Your glycemic index. So there's are times where the simple carbs are ruled, but that's when you at your highest level, when you performing, your heart rate is up, you banging out. You can go ahead and get that sports drink. You can get that goo like cyclists have, like runners have. You can go ahead on and get those gummy bears or Snickers and stuff like that for that immediate high that you're looking for. Now, don't take that shit and just sit there and say, okay, damn, Big Duke said I can have carbs, and you sitting on the couch and you knocking back a 12-pack of Snickers. You know, that's not what we're saying.
They're watching the game. That counts, right?
Yeah, I know, right? Watching the game and shit, doing toe raises. You know what I'm saying? So there are your complex carbs and then your simple carbs. You know what I mean? So again, guys, you want those complex carbs that's high nutrient density. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with the brown rice, the sweet potatoes and stuff like that. Now, again, you still can't overload on that stuff. You still can't overload on even the good carbs. You still got to be mindful of what you're doing when you're doing it. So again, you sometimes you see athletes go to the side once they get their water and stuff like that, but they want that quick rush of energy, so they go into simple carbs. So that's my take on. That's my take on the boogeyman of fitness. So again, like I said before, carbs is only bad. That's going to make you gain weight. When you eat too many, you eat the wrong type, and you eat them at the wrong time. Okay, so that's the only thing about carbs. Like I said before, 60% of your energy should come from carbs. So there's no need to. We're going to debunk this myth that carbs is the boogeyman of fitness. Your body need carbs. Your body, that's your fuel for energy. Your body need them. You just got to be mindful of what the fuck you're doing when you eating that shit.
Yes, yeah. I'd like to add too, man. Like, you know, when you have it, like Tony's saying, it's the total picture. If you're already over and if you're already in a calorie surplus, it doesn't matter what kind of carbs that you're eating, you're going to gain weight.
Go into that. I forgot to go into that. Go into that. Go.
So, that's one part. The big equation is how many calories am I taking in a day? It doesn't matter how many, if it's carbs, protein, fat. If you're taking in more calories then you're burning off, you're going to gain weight. Just really depends on the person's goals. Like, now, there are people, Tony, I have to disagree with you on the 60% as a standard for everybody. I think it just depends on if somebody's trying to lose weight, they might find it easier to do like a ketogenic or low carb diet,
Right.
but they will suffer. You're right.
Yeah.
Carbs are superior in giving you energy and being able to convert it to glycogen or glucose into the system and to use it. If you don't take in carbs, you'll create it. You'll break down protein and do it. But it really depends where the person's at. You don't want to put the cart before the horse and start thinking about nutrient timing when you're not even getting protein in. You're not even you're not getting the small thing. I mean, the small things that make the biggest difference in the supplements. Don't think about supplements or don't think about nutrient timing if you're not eating often enough a day to keep your energy up, steady, and you're not crashing. And
the 60% is not a one size fit all. You know what I'm saying? Again, I retract that a little. I will retract that a little bit, but the 60% is not a one size fit all. It's not like a damn baseball cap. You got to sit there and make sure that, your body is right, and you know what I'm saying, and you have. I would sit there and say this: more than the food itself, your mindset, and you got to have the discipline to sit there and maintain that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you try, like I said, if your body's in a caloric deficit, then you're good. But if you're sitting there saying that, oh man, I can do this now, I can eat, whatever I want to eat and stuff. No, hell no. It's not a one size fit all. You got to just sit there and know your body, know what type. You got to know what your position is and know where you stand with things, and know if your metabolism is slow. Then no, hell, you need to sit there and tighten up. You just got to sit there and be like, I can't eat this shit right now. Bottom line, there's no guys. Listen here. Let me explain something to you. We do not have magic pills. We don't have a satchel full of Jack and the Beanstalk magic pills. We can just sit there and throw down your throat and have you to take it with some water, and then they say, no, all is going to be well. No, some of this stuff, the body work you got to do on your own. Some of the stuff you got to do. You take information we give you, especially when you're in our, in our presence, and then you apply it. If you need help, by all means, we can sit there and reach out to one of us or stuff like that. But go ahead. No.
Basically, to simplify it, the most simplest way, all this information we were just talking about, to make it as simple as possible. We said it at the beginning. You have to start somewhere. And if you're just starting off, you're not going to have to think 20 steps ahead at the moment. That's not your first step. The first step is to just get started and one step at a time, to know that it's going to take a long time and it's not going to be a quick fix. It's going to be a forever thing. If you have never went shopping for your clothes, right? You're like, I need some outfits. If you have no outfits to wear and you have no idea where to start, you're going to have to start shopping, right?
Right. Go ahead.
So that is going to cause a tremendous amount of energy mentally and physically to go out and get them or to order them, so you know what looks good on you, what you want to wear for each day of the week, for what activity. It's going to take a while, but once you get things into place, you'll know what you like.
Right.
I'm sure at least everybody out there knows one thing that they like doing that's physically active. Could be walking, could be gardening, could be hiking. It could be a sport, but you have to start there because you will do it consistently. So start with something that you enjoy, that you can do frequently and often enough to make a difference.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
That's the simplest place to start.
I'm gonna go back to something you said earlier, and you made a great point, and I want to get on that. You said, start someplace, and then you said short term. I believe you said it. If I don't, then I'm gonna say it. Short term goals, and that's another thing. Especially when people come to me, I tell them to have short term goals. You know what I'm saying? If you 100 pounds overweight, don't come to me and tell me that, I want to lose 100 pounds in the next 6 months. It's not going to happen. Sorry, not sorry. And then again, too, like I think me and you talked about this before.
They could do it, but is it going to be a sustainable way? The way that they do it, or there's going to be healthy behaviors and healthy habits that they're going to use to lose the 100 pounds and to keep it off.
But you and I both know, Nick, if they not,
probably
nobody,
not.
If they 100 pounds, They don't have the discipline to sit there and have to do discipline for 6 months to have a strict diet and stuff like that and go into that whole situation. Again, sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna sit there and set you up for at least a long-term goal so that when the weight is off, you can see the weight loss. And also that's going to lead me to something that we didn't sit there and say we want to talk about. I want to talk about, you know what I mean, the 70,000 calorie MAD problem, like I told you before. It takes about 3,500 calories to equals 1 pound of fat. So like I told you before, Nick, when somebody sit there and say they want to lose 20 pounds and they think it's easy, no, it's really not. Once they look at the numbers. So you take 3,500 times 20, that's what? Simple mathematics. That's 70,000. So that's your 20 pounds. And you should want to lose between what is it? 0.5 to a pound a week. I want to say between something like that a week. So you're looking at what? What's the range on that? What, 6 months to lose something? 4 to 6 months to lose something 20 pounds?
Can you sustain a calorie deficit for that long?
Boom.
You know, can you do that every day or enough
Right.
throughout the week to have that calorie deficit?
Right. And that's what I'm getting at. So a lot of people don't have that discipline. So you take that 100 pounds and you can spread that out over a year plus.
And so we keep talking. I love it. So you keep saying discipline, and it looks like going back to the ACSM recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at discipline, most people, only 23% of the Americans had enough discipline to work out consistently enough aerobically and strength wise. So how can we make this easier? So I was giving the analogy of wardrobe.
Right.
Next time I pick out my wardrobe, it's going to be easier for me to pick it out. So if we want to improve our discipline, one way to look at it is to start small. That's why I keep saying start with something that you enjoy doing, that you're going to do often. It's not going to be a hard decision. You know, you're going to get a lot of reward in it, and you're going to want to do it because you enjoy it. You start there, and then you do that consistently over a period of time. You know, that could always be your default. Like, oh, I don't know. I need to exercise 2.5 hours a week and at moderate intensity. What can I do? Oh, default, my favorite activity, gardening or whatever it is, insert that there. Then if you try one new activity for the next month, I mean, it could be tennis if you've never done it before. Like, give you a shout out last time that you, Tony, I'm going to hire you to teach me boxing because I'll have that. I want to enjoy it, and that will be another tool in my toolbox.
Right.
This will be something over a period of time that it's not going to be a fail if I don't do it right away. You got to give yourself some time. The programs that we use nutritionally wise with my clients is, hey, you got to at least do it a year if you want to notice some big changes. And it's one habit at a time.
Right.
I'm going to think about my health 5 minutes a day for as many days of the week as I can, hopefully every day, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. That's just life. Second one's eating slowly. You know, these are all habits from a nutritional certification that I took. They make sense, and they're proven statistically to be the one way to get healthy, lose weight, or gain weight if you need to, and to sustain that over the long periods of time. Over the people, no matter what their diet was, they're able, over hundreds of thousands of people, they found out that these are the habits and ways that they were able to lose the weight if they wanted to lose weight, or to gain enough weight and to maintain the healthy weight instead of yo-yoing up and down.
Right. And all that's going to do is that's not going to help your metabolism. That yo-yo and stuff like that, it's not going to help your metabolism at all. And then I want to say something else, Nick, before we close this out. You said something that was vital. You said something about eat slowly, because people don't realize, like, here what we do is we have a nice cold glass of water, whatever it is, and then we have our plate of food. But what happened is we eat and then we drink. We eat and then we drink. But if you chew your food slowly, your body has natural enzymes already in them to break down the food. So you don't even need to sit there and take that drink like that. So if you sit there and, like you said, chew your food nice and slow, your body will break the food down automatically. But what happened is, what we do is we have a good meal, we'll eat and then we'll wash it down. We'll eat and then we'll wash it down. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing too, is we need to take the time and chew your food. You know what I'm saying? Then I want to get into, you start talking about cold and hot and all that good stuff. We'll get into that a little bit later. The way cold substance affect the body versus the Eastern culture versus the Western culture. You know what I'm saying? I get into that with you a little bit later about how you look at the Eastern culture, like look at them versus the Western culture and look at us. You know what I'm saying? We the most richest, resourceful nations out there, but at the same time, we the biggest. Versus the Eastern culture, look at the Asian and stuff like that. Look how they stuff like that. When they do drink, they have they probably don't even have anything on the table. When they do drink, it's about 4 ounces of hot substance. You know what I'm saying? Think about what heat do. Heat is speeds up, it expands. What cold do? Cold restricts. You see what I'm saying? So we have that cold stuff in us. So when we drink, and then it restricts, it slow down the digestion process. You see what I'm saying? But when you drink something and it's hot, it speeds up the digestion process. So, but we'll get into that a little bit later. We'll get into that topic a little bit later.
Also, too, like how much movement are you getting in throughout the day? If you're having depending upon where you live at, city with a public transportation, you're able to walk to that, like subway, a place like New York City,
yes,
where people, or even in Europe, where people are able to walk a lot more, and that's just part of their day.
Yep.
They're getting their 10,000 steps or however many, that they. If you get 10,000 steps a day in, that's pretty good every day.
Yeah.
Then anything on top of that, additional, of course, is going to benefit you more. But it just, what can you make as part of your day so it's less effort, less energy on your discipline, less, how much built-in discipline can you create for yourself in your life, where it's just part of your life and part of your lifestyle, where it's going to be harder for you not to do it than it is to do it. And we got to make it as easy. So the point of it all is like the evolution is we have to make it as easy for ourselves to succeed and our clients than it is to fail. And to do that, it's going to be a change of mindset on everybody's part, just
right. Are you saying make it easy for them or easy for us?
Easier for us to do the right things, to have the right habits. So like for somebody that lives in New York City, and they have to walk 10,000 steps or plus in just their average day where they're not going to the gym or whatnot, then that's not a bad day, compared to somebody that is driving from, let's just say, Fuquay Arena to Durham every day. They have a computer job, right? They sit down, they're
sedentary.
IT, they're doing IT. They drive there, they drive back. They're sitting most of the day. The only time they get up to get steps in is to use the restroom, to maybe
go to the kitchen or some shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some bullshit. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I agree with that.
Yeah, so they could plug in, things such as, okay, during lunch, I'm gonna go walk with my friends. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna eat a small lunch.
Right.
We're gonna walk. I'm gonna walk before work because I enjoy it, or whatever activity they enjoy. I'm gonna do the same activity, or I'm gonna, but I'm gonna do it with friends, like during lunch. Or it's the place where they get to talk and express themselves, at least vocalize and connect with other people while they're being physically active. It could be one-on-one with us.
Right. So hold on. We got 4 people in the building. We got 4 people in the building, Matt. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you pick some. Hit the rewind button and catch on the rest of the fitness talk. We're about to close it out. But again, salute to you, the 4 person that stepped in the building. You know what I'm saying? Again, as all 4 of you guys, as a joint effort.
Tony, can you how do I comment in there? Are they all in the room? Is there a way I can see that? Give them a shout out.
I don't know, Nick. I'm new to this, man.
We'll figure this out, but yeah.
We'll figure it out, guys. But a shout out to you guys, man. Salute to you guys. Set 4 coming up. The hell's going on with you, Nick? Hey, listen, set 4, guys. We're gonna get into some practicalities about proper lifting. Now again, your man Nick here is set up for function and the PT style of training. Yours truly, I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm cut from old school iron ass whooping. You got to bring that shit. I'm cut from the CT Fletcher with a little bit of Paul Check. If you don't know him, Google him. I hope you can understand what the fuck you're talking about. He's very knowledgeable. So we're going to combine the two worlds together, guys, and we're going to see how this thing works. So again, I'm going to show you guys, we're going to talk about some of the proper lifting stuff. I know Nick going to rebuttal a whole lot of shit I say next week, guys, because I'm coming with that heat, baby. I'm coming with that heat. Old school iron ass whooping. Anybody that know me, know what I'm about.
That's wrong, guys, Tony. No.
I know. And you're gonna see how Nick get down as far as like function, movement, and stuff like that. Some of the shit he be doing is just sick, man. I'm trying to tell you that shit is it's just crazy.
So with you guys, our philosophy and like, I love Tony's energy, man. I know we told you guys about it the first talk we did, and just like there's a lot of good stuff that I use from Tony's style or Big Duke style, and we look forward to chatting with you guys about it next time. Any questions? Let us know.
Any questions, guys? Go ahead, Nick.
Like, comment, share
it, man, and put the questions in the comments below, guys, in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? You can tell we freshmen at this right here, but we know our shit. So don't get it misconstrued or fucked up. We know our material. So again, put the comments down there. If you got any questions for us, we'll be free to ask you guys. We'd be love to help you guys out. And that's it. Set 3.
Make it easy for yourself to succeed. Build it into your day. Make it part of who you are and your lifestyle, people.
And on that, we'll end it, guys. Salute to everybody. Peace out, Nick. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for all you guys stopping in there. Peace.
Thanks, Big Dude.
Peace.